Hi everyone, Catherine here. I want to share some experiences and some insights with you today. And I want to introduce you to a, a dream of mine. I'm looking for people to help me with it. It's called And the Seeds Became Trees, a poetry project. And so I'll come back to that towards the end of the video if you can just bear with me for a few minutes. I just want you to know what led up to that dream. I don't want to go into, a 30-minute SAB story here. So I'm just going to sum it up and say that from childhood through my teenage years and then following me into my adult years and married life, I experienced many traumas and many abuses. Some of them causing physical injuries that, remain with me today. So those experiences, I meet a lot of people. They're happening too much. I meet so many people that have similar stories. But I often find them struggling and just trapped in these vicious cycles of returning back to it over and over again, and then the children are over and over again. I was in a women's shelter one time, and I saw these women and children coming back over and over again, and it just broke my heart. That was the first and only time that I knew I would never be back in there again, because I would never put myself in that situation again. But it just broke my heart to see it. And when I got out, one of the ways that I worked through a lot of things was through poetry. And so I started dreaming of this project where we would go into women's shelters, and they often have speakers. I know when I was in there, I had to go to these classes and they had speakers. So, people could volunteer to be a speaker and go in and share some of their poetry and some of, the other people's poetry from the project, and just encourage people to find their voice, because you often feel like you don't have a voice. So I want to encourage people to have a voice through poetry, through song, through art, however they want to express it. But I do want it to be healing. I don't want it to be just a place of victimhood. So what I'm thinking is, let's do like a Facebook fan page and let people do it there. But we have to figure out how to make it safe. So let me switch back for a minute. I told you I had these experiences, but I want to share my insights about those experiences and why I feel like maybe by sharing I can help some other people work through this. I was an RN for 20 years, so I know the whole, I know how Western medicine handles this, and I know how they would describe different things. I have a little bit of a different take on it from a personal experience. One of the things that I find amongst people is that they have a sense of victimhood about them. Why me? What did I do wrong? They blame. And for me, I was very fortunate, very, very blessed, because during one of these experiences at quite a young age, it was so traumatic that I was literally forced out of body. Now, in psychiatric terms, that's called a psychotic break or something. They have terms for it. But I just want to say that there are many, many, many hundreds of thousands of people that have interdimensional experiences in their lives, and it's not a psychotic break. It's just that we are spirit here in human bodies. This has been my experience. I don't know. I can't, you can say that's your theory, that's your belief. It is my belief, because this has been my experience. I know it to be true. So it was such a gift. It was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, but it was such a gift because I saw in that moment, as I watched what was going on from above, I saw the bigger picture. And I saw how we work together. Like there's a little tiny piece of us here in these bodies, because we just couldn't handle all of ourselves down here. We're too awesome, right? But there's a bigger part of us, in other, you can say out there, but it's not really out. It's very hard to describe, but I will just say we're working together out there to have the experiences we need here. So I do not blame, or, I'm not angry at that person. In fact, I have tremendous gratitude for him because he gave me such a gift at such an early age, and my life has been completely different because of it, in a good way, completely different in a good way. So I'm very grateful to that soul that probably was weeping. His bigger self was probably weeping as he watched what was happening, knowing that he was doing that for me to have an experience, and I was doing that in my part of that for him to have an experience, and I'm sure that it touched his life as well. So what I came to find, because I did experience multiple traumas coming from different people in different situations, what I finally figured out was that we really are all vibration. We're all vibration. And so having some of those experiences at a young age, I sort of had this vibration about me, this vibration of fear. And because energy attracts energy, I was, with that vibration, I was attracting other people that held that vibration. And fear can manifest as anger and abuse and as, lots of different things. So if you keep meeting the same person in a different body, and for those of you out there that get that, they're the ones I'm talking to. If you keep meeting the same person in another body, it's something within you. Don't blame yourself. It's no blame. Please, please don't go down that trip. It's such a low vibration. But there is something about your vibration that is attracting that. So what you need to do is work on raising your vibration, and there's so many ways to do that. This video is getting long, so I'm going to share some of those tips in other videos. But if you would like to be involved in And the Seeds Became Trees, a poetry project, please comment below and let's get this thing going. Right now it's just a dream, and I'm looking for people to help me get it going. So I look forward to talking to you. I hope something I've said today has touched your heart. Peace.